Oh my God, I have a great Raven story. So Raven Simone, which I guess is Symoné, that I saw her recently post on. It's actually spelled Symoné. She did a whole thing on TikTok about it. She's like, funny. I guess if it's...
I've always just called her Raven Simone.
Oh, because the line on the E.
Yeah.
It is
She's
on
like,
the
if
E,
I was
right.
French, it would be Symoné, but I just go by Simone in America. Anyway, so I remember one of our few moments together was in the Circle of Life video. And she was such an artistic killer. I mean, she struck me as just such a businesswoman. And I think she's younger than I am, right? So it was like, I showed up to Circle of Life, which was our little song we did with like a bunch of different Disney actors. And we all ended up, it's like that Vanity Fair thing where they get all the actors together and then like, chaos ensues and they take pictures. But for us, it was like a music video, and we had to act like we all knew each other. We all loved each other. And so we're sitting there, and we're all kind of like behind the scenes. Apparently, like, I don't know, I talked to Annalisa about this on my podcast, but I flashed the girls. And it was very much of a girl time. And then Raven says to me, she's like, well, so like...
What do you mean you flashed the girls?
Like you know what I mean. Like that happened. What do
you mean? Like
I exposed myself to Raven.
Christy,
your boobs?
Yeah, I don't know. It was something that happened about the boobs because we talked about the boobs. So
what do we talk about?
My
the boobs
Disney
about?
Channel ears.
Listen. Okay.
Well, I mean, we're trying to help our listeners understand what you were doing.
We talked about this already.
What was her face like? Was she happy?
Apparently,
was she surprised?
Annalise said that she remembered this for like many years because she wasn't out yet. But I was just like, oh yeah, this is like something that I just did. Like, what do you think, or something like that. Anyway, look, let's move on. I don't want to like dwell.
Well, I don't know. I think our male viewers are actually.
I don't give a fuck about our male viewers. And you guys keep your dick in your pants.
Wow.
So listen. So basically, and you know what? I walked into that. I did that to myself. I'm going to take accountability for that. And I hope y'all enjoyed that at home. But listen, so Raven was like, oh, so like, what do you want to do? Right? Like, I was like, well, I think I want to do CW. Or she asked me, well, do you watch this show? Do you watch that show? This is coming back to something, I promise. And I was like, well, no, I don't really watch TV. She looked at me dead ass in the face. She was like, well, how the hell do you think you're going to keep working in this business if you don't watch TV?
Raven said that.
Yeah. But she said it like she was trying to help me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was like being so honest. And I was like not used to that.
Yeah.
Like we didn't talk like that on Even Stevens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were all just like
very
chaos and funny and
pleasantries, yeah.
But she like dead on looked at me and she was like, what are you thinking? And she was like, you need to get on that. Shook me to the core to this day.
Yeah, there was a period of time where she broke up with her girlfriend and needed to move out of her place, and she lived in my property. I have a building here in LA, and she lived there for a year, and it was really fun to like have her there and like just hang out once in a while and have her like a little fan. I forget how we first connected, but she's like a little sister to me, and we've always had that kind of relationship from the time that we met. And I can't recall.
She's actually very like spiritual and artistic, and it seems like she's got a lot.
She's amazing. She's come
like
to a lot of
twin flame to you.
She's come to a lot of the like art events that I've done in the past, and anyway, it's been very cool. But seen her grow up a lot.
This is so strange to me.
Throughout her life.
I'm like, wait, you're my brother, not Raven's brother.
Yeah. But
I love her.
What was I talking about with that? So what was cool was there was a period of time where I think we worked together. Like she helped me work on an audition or on a scene or something, or I read with her on something that she was studying, and she was helping me on some material, and just being like, we've all helped friends that are auditioning for something, and you're just you try to give them a little something, but it's not really about you. You're just reading the other the other part for them.
You're just looking down.
Yeah, you're just reading your material for them. Even in her casual read of whatever the other role was to help me with my audition is so good. She's so good. Every beat is so good. Just the way, keep in mind, this girl's been doing it since she was like 2 years old.
She had a wonderful interview recently where she was talking about dissociating and how she's got the same thing like you and I have, Stephen, where it's like, we were so young that we don't remember so much.
Yeah.
Although you seem to remember a lot.
I have that male remembrance. I remember what I want to remember.
Good. Well, I wish I could activate
selective memory.
I wish I could activate that. All right, so...
But it sucks. I never really got that close with Raven. I worked with her on a whole episode, and we maybe talked once, twice.
Oh,
Well, I mean, but
okay.
it's also
That,
just a different
you know?
time. Like I can't recall how we first met, but she was young, you know, and you're younger than her, so it's just a different experience. I think.
Yeah, and I mean, we were in very different shows. I was on my way out, you know, and she was very much like Raven was like in its heyday.
She took off, and I think this is before. Actually, I can't recall when this happened, but you know, I think it was before That's So Raven. She went off to art school for a while.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she went off to art school. She went to Europe for a while, and she went to art school and completely like left the industry for a while. But that was when she was really kind of coming into her own identity and kind of really kind of claiming who she is. Mm-hmm. And she needed that break from the business to do that. I mean, you know, her whole life has been in this business.
Yeah.
And there's that fear of, you know, you don't want to change too much. You don't want to rock the boat too much, like for any of us, you know. And
how do you find yourself while also not? Yeah, that's
well,
really hard,
or how do you
man.
find yourself when everyone else is trying to keep you from changing?
Yeah.
You know, and
you have to wait it out until people are ready. It's almost like you're ready enough to claim it, and then when you so this is interesting. My husband strikes me as the kind of person who was popular in high school, right? You've all met him.
Yeah.
He seems like, you know,
I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
Captain America.
Yeah.
And like I remember dating him initially and being like, you were fucking popular in high school, weren't you? I fucking wasn't. I was the nerdy girl that was really insecure and just like the theater kid. And I just always felt like a misfit and I was bullied a lot. And so I was like, so how do you, guys, mind you, I think I had a kid with this guy already. Like we're in our like 30s and I look at him, I'm like, so how do you be popular? I shit you not. I was like, so like, how do you do it? Like, why are kids popular and why are they not?
Oh man.
He's like, I never cared.
And it would be so different.
I genuinely never
and that's
cared.
definitely one of the keys. But if you really don't care, then popular isn't really something you even pay attention to.
No, he's the kind of person that really loves people.
Yeah.
And I think of the same way as of you. It's like being popular is not the goal.
Yeah.
And the more you chase that, and I say popularity in this sense of the masses enjoying your brand, right? Taking you in and having influence, which these days actually equates to actual work in the industry. And so it's like, well, what's that X factor, you know, that those popular people seem to have? And it's like, you don't chase it.
Well, I think it goes back to the same thing with like the business talk we were having. It's when you're not trying to be somebody else.
And you're just so,
and you're
yourself.
And that takes a little bit of risk, and it takes a little bit of like, part of the reason why in this business it's so hard to change is because even if you know you're not the same person or you're ready for change, you're so afraid of changing.
Because of what other people are going to think
Well,
of
just
you?
because you think that the opportunities will dry up. And you know what the reality is? They might at that time. But who fucking cares?
But then new opportunities
exactly.
will present
It's about you going through the transformations you need to be the best person you can be, and you're going to create those new opportunities for yourself.
Man, we grew up thinking about the secret and this manifestation in a way that wasn't like that. Like we were, I think like people like myself, I'm not going to group you in with me,
Thank
Steven.
you, Chris.
Yeah. But my struggle was in with magical thinking I could trick the system and just like, if I just changed my hair color, if I just did this, I just did that. And it's like, no, like there's actually quite a lot I would have probably gone back to change to investigate how I could have been more in love with myself than.
Well, there's just, you know, I mean, change is normal. I mean, who I am today is going to be different than who I am tomorrow versus who I am yesterday. I mean, that's one thing I never want to be. If you're the same person you are at 30 than you are at 20, something is fucked up.
Well, it's just, I mean, good luck if that happens, because that's you got some magic shit going on.
You got some. No, you got your. I think they call that. There's a term for that. It's called a man child.
Well, no, but there's no way to stay the same. Is the point? So it's like there's no, that even if you think you are, it's not the reality.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's
the change of life.
Did you watch the show? You definitely watched the show.
I didn't. Well, I threw tomatoes at it when
You
when it
definitely
sucked.
watched
No,
the show.
I honestly, I really didn't.
Did you guys have Disney
No.
Channel in your house?
Yeah, no, we weren't. Yeah, no, we had Disney Channel. Yeah, we had Disney Channel. It's just that wasn't really my thing. I was really more into like horror stuff.
Horror.
Did
He's
you
a
ever?
horror
Yeah.
guy.
Did
Yeah, I
you,
was,
did
like,
you
into-
ever like try to like invite people over and then have them watch the show with you?
Be like,
No.
oops, that's me.
No,
it's on
even
me
the-
on the TV.
Even then, I was
Wow.
so self-conscious about watching myself. I
So self-conscious.
hated
Really?
watching myself because you're the worst critic ever. Even though you read the comments, the worst critic is always going to be yourself. Period.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Even More Stevens podcast. For clips from our pod, go ahead and check out the PodCo YouTube channel. Links in the description.